Silly saying, I'm gonna do a presentation on how to operate an analog soundboard. Um, for this particular organization, they went ahead and continued to use an analog soundboard. They are planning on upgrading it to a digital board, but currently we are currently using this analog soundboard. It's a Mackie 24 channel board. It works fairly well. The first thing you want to do is, before you turn on any board, this board was already turned on, you want to make sure that your main and your sub mains, all of them are down, because this right here is letting the sound come out, and you do not want to turn it on and have an accident where you explode the speaker. Another thing that you also do on the board is you have your trims on top. Like I said, this is a 24 channel, so you'll see different trims. This allows you to say how much power is going to come in that particular mic. So you got your trim, and then from there you're going to have your auxiliary 1, auxiliary 2, and it goes from 1 on this particular board to 4. I'm sorry, to 6. And then from here you have your EQ, which allow you to add your highs, your mids, your frequency, and so on. See, there's something that just kind of plug in the board and you kind of hear it. What you also have, which is extremely important on the board, is your pan. When you pan to the left, we have your left and your right, and then you also get to say what kind of subgroup you want that pan to be on. So for this particular board, we have it left and right. That means the overhead, which is the speakers in the church, it allows sound to come out of it. If I go ahead and press the button to release it and decide to go with, let's say, 1 is going to pin to the left. But when you over here, since it's pinned to the left, remember I told you these are your subgroups. You take the subgroup and it's so 1 to the left means that it's going to be in this particular subgroup. So if I say I'm going to allow my limits to be on 5, the level is 5. So no matter how high I go from here, I could go as high as I want to. It won't go any further than that 5, because this is a master controller, sub-master controller, I call it. So you're getting the understanding on how the pan typically works. You also have, kind of go back up here, you also have how we label. One of the things about board, you have to have your board labeled. So we have a stage. Stages pretty much mean the monitors that's on the stage, and it's an auxiliary one. So if I want to turn up the volume on the stage monitor, I just turn up this auxiliary here. The same concept that works for down here as far as the subgroup, auxiliary also have the same thing. There is a limit. So if I said that I don't want you to go any higher from this point here, no matter how much I turn up these, it just won't go any higher. And from there you have your band, so it's the same concept. And you have your worship leader, you have your effect. We also have effect on our board, and then we have a subwoofer, which is where my bass is coming from. The unique thing is to be a good sound technician or a sound director, you have to learn how to operate these frequencies on this EQ, because everybody's voice is different. So being able to monitor them and fixing these EQ is the key to running the board properly. And then you also have your volume here. What you want to do is, when you have sound coming out, you never want to get to this clip. If you start clipping, that's when you're going to hear that feedback. You're going to start hearing a ton of different noises. So your level should be, when I run mine, my level is always I try to keep it around this area here on the board. If I go any higher, then I'm in trouble, because sound has a level that it can't go beyond. And when you pass that level, the human ear itself is annoying. There's some people who actually been to places, if the sound is too loud, they walk out with a headache. So you got to keep that in mind. But this is the basic tutorial on how to operate an analog board. Thank you.